Back into the Europe, we have got to see F0xy Grampa versus Canapper in Possessed Kenshi, just like we saw last time. Now the reality is Canapper going to be able to just keep this relentless pressure off? He tries to anti-air spin, doesn't quite get the angle right, but he does get the anti-air, which is presumably what he wanted. Oh, the really risky teleport right there. And is a meat burn spin going to come? That is the question. When you fight Buzz or Kung Lao, it's always just getting away from the corner. Canapper wants no business dealing with that corner pressure. But now he's getting pushed into the other side, and here comes the low hat stuff. Oh, attack the low hat. That's a good teleport. I think that's a trade that's bad for Kung Lao. I mean, obviously, like, he wants you to block when he chucks that low hat, but kicking him and sending him full screen, at the very least, you're just trading damage. That's not bad, because it costs him a bar of meter to do that. But we do see round one go to F0xy. I think it was just Canapper trying to just get the distance, and F0xy just not letting him get it at all. But that's the way this matchup is going to go. Oh, no convert on the jumping punch. That could have been big damage. Oh, lovely bait there. A lovely bait with the armor. As we mentioned, guys, as we mentioned just a minute ago, when you're fighting someone with armor, you always have to question whether it's your own turn to press a button. Both characters can do this. So, as we saw there, now here comes the crazy good zoning from Canapper. Interesting teleport to really put himself in harm's way, potentially, but it's working out for him so far. Meter burn, low hat is actually plus on block. Canapper tried to press a button and got punished for it. Doesn't quite get the hard knockdown that F0xy was after, and he's going to put in the corner himself. That's now two jump-ins. I'd like to see Canapper converting a bit more in these jump-ins. Perhaps he just assumed it wasn't going to hit. But he's doing well for himself. This round is good for him right now. He is on the ground, but he has got a bar, which he decides to use, and he lands on the hat. How unfortunate. That is quite bad. I mean, F0xy couldn't capitalize because he was in the middle of his attack animation. But here comes Canapper in the corner with no bar. This is quite a bad situation for him. And that would just be a grab. Of course, it's F0xy, so of course he tries to end the game in a grab. Why wouldn't he? Well, he gets the brutality, which we've seen him do. I have lost count of the amount of times, so I'm quite bored of that. If I was in this King of the Hill, I would give him no respect points. He doesn't even get a strong 2. No strong 2s to be had. He'd get a 0. I mean, the thing is, I'm fairly certain F0xy goes for that brutality just so he can tell his opponent to learn from this every time he wins. That guy's a jerk. Smart Alec. He always has been. But anyway, that was a very strong game one. A very strong game one. And it was quite, I mean, Possessed Kenshi has the keep away and he has armor, but it's just a question of when he hasn't got bar. It looks very difficult to get Kung Lao off you once he starts if you haven't got meter to armor away. That's what you need to do. I quite like balanced in this matchup. I mean, the reality is, Canapper's trying to zone in this variation, which is what you want to do as Kenshi. Buzzsaw Lao is hard to zone. It's hard to zone Buzzsaw Lao, but the issue is, if you're playing something like balanced maybe, then when he jumps in and tries to get that pressure, as long as you've got 1 bar of meter, you can anti-air him consistently for 30% damage, and then harass him from full screen as long as you can before he gets in. Because I honestly feel like Kung Lao is a character that will get in. Is he going to go for Possessed again? He has gone Possessed once again. Really nice upwards there, just to catch the jump. And what's going to be coming next? Canapper has got 2 bars of meter, which is very crucial for him trying to defend himself. He is forced to break, but he is still mid-screen. Ooh, F0xy manages to crouch under the teleport. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but it has worked out for him, as he has already got Canapper in the corner. And Canapper, as before, no meter, has just got a bar. In the corner is not fun. He has no bar for the low hat stuff, but he's going to catch him again. Hit confirmed, the double overhead into the spin once again, into a... unfortunately drops the combo, but doesn't really seem to be that much of an issue right now, and he's going to throw him back into the corner. And that's what I mean, like, jumping out of the corner against a Kung Lao neutral, it is only going to work if you just assume that Kung Lao is going to press a really slow button in that way, or if he's going to throw a low hat. Because if he's waiting for it and he's got bar, that EX spin will come. But Canapper manages to fight straight out of the corner, trying to get this pressure on, doesn't quite confirm, but gets the armor counter poke. Once again, F0xy, it is not your turn to press a button. And here comes the full screen zoning. He's going to try and keep him away as much as possible. Wonderful kick. Lovely jump back kick. You can tell this guy's played a lot of Kenshi. Like, he knows this is where Kenshi wants to be. Like, we see a lot of players, their characters have the strength, they don't play to them. This is what we see. We see players, they know their characters are defensive, they know they don't want to get near their opponent, but at the other side, you know, you've got a Kung Lao, he is aggressive, he needs to get in your face. Oh, it doesn't quite have the hat, so he's actually unable to meter burn anti-air that. He pretty much has to break in that situation. Both players on a bar of meter. Oh, catches it the teleport with a really nice jump back kick. Good blocks from F0xy, knowing the mix-up. I think that's the thing. A character like Kenshi, one of the reasons he won't go in is because he doesn't really have an overhead option. He has no way to really open you up. So there's no reason to not crouch. Here we go. 2 hats. Wonderful time teleport from Canapper to just dodge over that hat, but F0xy knows. Oh, lovely armor. Canapper just keeping it composed. This guy is here to play. That was a really nice zoning. One more hit will take this. Oh, fantastic. Really good stuff from Canapper. That was just solid play. That is what you need to see. Like, he knew what his character could do. He played defensive. He was using his bar perfectly. I mean, he is sitting with no meter right now, but he uses these safe specials to really challenge. I mean, I don't know if that's 100% safe, especially against Kung Lao. Lovely jump back kick just to catch that jump. He's going to try and zone him the whole game. We're seeing it work. That's the important thing. We're seeing it work right now. Here comes the hard knockdown. I think as long as he has bar, he's very dangerous. But the issue in these situations now where Canapper has no meter to work with, It's going to be very hard for him to fight out of this situation. Oh, here comes the low, just to relaunch it into that combo. These low hat stuff that Foxy's just been really trying to develop all the time. Overhead low, tries to grab. Actually, would have been quite successful, but does it too early, I think. Interesting teleport, almost corners himself, but the lands in front of him regardless. Oh, manages to jump himself into the corner. That was not the place he wanted to be, Canapper. Unfortunately, that one moment has cost him game 2. And another head. It was much better. It was much better game though. I mean, Canapper, that was powerful. That was a good game though. He kept it composed. The issue we have there, I think, is that without meter, it was difficult. I mean, he knew how to play without meter. Canapper knows how to play without meter. You know, I assume as a Kenshi player, that's something that you really need to learn is, you know, just as much as if you're going to play Quan Chi, it's important to learn how to play without wake up. With Kenshi, you need to learn how to play without armor, so that, you know, you're not always going to have that option. And he did keep it together. I mean, that round 2 was incredibly solid, but unfortunately, just when Foxy got in round 3, and there was no meter for the armor, to counter poke, to try and bait him into pressing a button, it was hard for him to fight him off.
Well, what we see and what sort of goes through the players' heads when you've got that sort of option available, because if you see an opponent that has armor, like Kenshi, that's going to use it, he's going to make the most of it. If you see him with the bar, you know it's an option you have to respect. If you see a Kenshi without bar, you know his defensive options are limited, his wake-up is limited, so you are going to go in way harder than you normally would because you see he hasn't got the bar. But going to game 3, I assume he's stuck with Possessed again. Yep, Canapper really is looking to stick with this. He's going to be able to get this game.
I think Canapper, he's doing the smart thing, which is just adjusting. He's going, instead of changing character or variation, stick with what I know and adapt to the matchup like that. Unfortunately, I feel like as long as Kung Lao's got bar, he's not really going to get away with any more of those teleports. It looks fairly easy to meet a burn spin on reaction to. To get to the air thing there, I'm not sure if that was an execution error, but a really nice push out there from Canapper. He doesn't really want to get pushed back into the corner, but unfortunately, he may spend the whole game here if he can't fight out.
Well, you're saying that literally practically 0 bar versus a full X-ray that Foxy has stopped, which is 3 meter burn spins, a breaker. Like, this is, the odds are against Canapper right now.
Match point Foxy, 3 bars to 1. I mean, when you're in the corner against Buzzsaw Lao, it's scary. The threat of the meter burn spin is always there, but now the meter burn low hat for the plus frames, or the meter burn low hat by itself after a knockdown, like we're no doubt going to see here. Oh, lovely wake up, but even when Kung Lao takes damage, the low hat does not actually disappear.
Come on, Canapper, get out of the corner. This is where you need to get. Just use the opportunity, use the knockdown.
Here comes the poking game, tagged by the low hat once again. Is another low hat going to come?
Oh,
he's getting hit by the low hat so many times. Meter burn spin, he tried to meter burn spin, I think. Canapper got away with that one, he's at the corner, that's where he wants to be.
Right, Canapper, this is his chance to win this set back. If he gets back in, he jumped in, he's going to get X-rayed.
Oh, he jumped in.
I think that'll be it, I think that's going to be enough to
take it. That will take it, that will take the game. I mean, it's tempting. In that situation, it's so tempting to go, he's just going to come in. What if I jump over him when he presses a string and just X-rayed? Unfortunate. Good stuff, though, from Canapper. It was a really strong Kenshi showing, but as I mentioned before the set began, Kung Lao's very hard to keep out. I mean, I